We are headed to Alaska. We are going to share with you all of our food, adventure, and fun that we had on board a 7-day Alaskan cruise on the Norwegian Bliss. We're going to take you on all of our adventures with us, show you everywhere that we ate, and of course, share some of our favorite travel tips. If this is your first time joining us, I'm Gina. This is Doe, Isabella, and Vincent, and we are Ohana Eats. Our Ohana loves to eat and travel all over the world, and we love sharing every adventure with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for a trip of a lifetime in Alaska.
One of my number one tips when it comes to cruising is always go to your port at least a day ahead of time. So we're over at the Motif in downtown Seattle. It's really close to Pike's Place Market, and it's also really close to the port. We did take a cab in. Just so you know, the Uber ride in is about $75 to $80, and the cab ride is about $50. They're gonna quote you $40 at first, but it's actually about $50. So this hotel is right in the center of town. They have their own restaurant. They give you 2 free complimentary drinks and $10 off your bill if you decide to stay here. The room is super nice, and everything here is really close and convenient.
So it's embarkation day on the Norwegian Bliss, and we're going to take you through the whole process. When you first arrive at the terminal, they check your boarding information and your booking just to make sure that everything's okay, and then they send you through to the desk. The line is long, but it did move fairly quickly. There were a lot of agents there. They took our picture, and then they sent us on our way to board the ship. We went through the terminal. We got onto the ship fairly quickly and went to our muster station to check in. And then this is our little key. In order to avoid the large crowds, we went to the local. The local is the 24-hour restaurant. It has a bar. It has plenty of seating on both sides, and you can even watch the television if you want to sit by the atrium area. We were able to get a table, and then we sat down for a snack. Their menu is kind of like a bar menu. We had some of their nachos, and we had some of their wings. And then the kids also had a milkshake as well. This is going to be your restaurant that's open 24 hours on the ship. Now, when it comes to the room, we did get 2 rooms this time. So one of our rooms was a forward ocean view room. It is a really awesome room. It was spacious. It was perfect for the kids. They had 2 beds, plenty of storage, and a really nice bathroom as well. The ocean view rooms have a full bathroom with a pretty large shower, plenty of storage, a closet with a safe, and then a refrigerator as well. The view from this room is actually pretty cool. Even though it is a porthole, you are able to see a really nice amount out of the front of the ship. It's great, especially when you're coming into port. The kids really enjoyed this room. The second room that we're going to show you is a balcony room, and this is in the starboard aft. We were in 11904. This room was also really well appointed. We had our queen size bed along with a sofa area, lots of storage as well, plenty of storage under the sofa and under the bed, and lots of cabinets and drawers. So the bathroom in the balcony stateroom is a nice size. The shower is a good size as well. There's plenty of storage. There's also a safe. And the best part about this room is obviously going to be the balcony. The views from the balcony are absolutely stunning, and we enjoyed coming in and out of port, and of course, all of the sunrises and sunsets as well.
The question that everybody asks me, how do you pack for 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, whatever cruise you do, in one backpack and one carry-on? So I'm gonna show you everything that I packed. We're gonna be going to Ketchikan and Sitka and Victoria, and I have everything that I need in these 2 bags. So the one thing that I tell everybody that they must have is layers. Lots and lots of layers. That's gonna be my first tip. You definitely wanna make sure you have layers. So I always pack like a warm fleece type of hoodie, and then I always make sure that I have a raincoat. If you get one of those packable ones, that makes it so much easier. And now I'm gonna show you everything that I packed for the week. My general wear for Alaska is gonna be long sleeve shirts and leggings, but I always layer it. So I usually have tank tops underneath, I have my fleece hoodie, and always a rain jacket. I did also pack some gloves and some hats because I am a little bit extra with the weather, and I even think I have a scarf in here too. I always pack lanyards. It's awesome to have these because you're actually gonna put your room key right in here. You can carry this with you. It's easily detachable, so if they have to scan it or anything like that, you can just give it to them without having to take it out. So we love these lanyards. So I definitely recommend taking some lanyards with you. Or if you book your cruise with me, I'll send them to you. So I always pack a pair of slippers because sometimes on the ship at night, if I'm staying inside, this is what I like to wear. So I do have 1 pack of slippers. Space bags, the absolute best thing for packing. I put so many clothes in these space bags. And these ones you don't have to use the vacuum for to suck out the air. You can actually just like kind of like press on them and get all the air out. I literally pack these little like thermal underwear things just in case I get really cold when we go to the glacier. So next up, I packed all of my shirts and leggings for the day. So again, I kind of pack them like this so that they're all together. So one of my tips for packing is to put your outfits together before you put them in the bag. It makes it so much easier when you're unpacking. So I packed enough for each port. I always bring a couple extra too, just in case. 6 outfits. So next up, I have some thick tank tops that I like to put underneath my clothes. Something you definitely want to bring is going to be binoculars. So these binoculars are awesome. You're going to be doing so much sightseeing over here in Alaska, and whales to bald eagles, all different kinds of birds, raptors. Okay, so this is my second bag, also right out of my carry-on, and I'm going to show you what I have in here. All right, now I always pack a pair of sweatpants for the ship. I do recommend to bring a bathing suit, even though we're cruising Alaska. Sometimes they have the pools warm enough and sometimes the weather can be okay. At least you have the hot tubs where you can go, so bring a bathing suit for that purpose only. Here is another essential item: warm socks and waterproof shoes. Now, the other thing that I like to pack are some warmer dresses. Something like this. I love my animal prints, so I have some long sleeve dresses, and then I also have some long dresses as well. Okay, the great thing about these beds is that you can put your luggage right underneath there, so you don't have to worry about it getting in your way at all. I do take my backpack as well. My backpack is filled this trip. I always bring some medicine just in case. I always have my essential oils too. In here, I have my cosmetics, lots of vitamins, toothbrush of course, pajamas of course. So I packed my heels in the bag. I do bring extra conditioner with me. The ship provides shampoo, a body wash, but doesn't provide conditioner, so I always bring a couple little conditioners with me as well because I do need those. Some hair products. It has my curling iron, and my curling iron is massive, as you can see. I also always have like some band-aids and things like that in here. I always bring wipes with me too. Always make sure I have my charger. I have one more bag. Now check out this bag. This thing held everything. I mean, this bag is awesome. And like I said, there's still some more things in here. Like, I'm not gonna take all of these out. I'll leave this under the bed. But basically just like some day quills, Q-tips, all my undergarments, 2 outfits for the day, and whatever I'm gonna wear for the first night of dinner. That's all in here, along with all of my toiletries. It's a little bit crazy to think how much you can actually stuff in there. My essentials, for sure, I'm gonna review them with you one more time. Definitely your lanyards, your binoculars. Packing bags are the biggest essential. You must have packing bags. If you want to fit everything into these 2 items, you must have packing bags. It's just a necessity. I love it. And then of course, all of your warm weather clothes and everything for layering. Raincoat, also an essential. So if you want to pack like me and you want to do 2 bags, you don't want it to be really, just like excess for you to carry, this is the way to do it. I have been cruising for 30 some years at this point. I have narrowed it down. I have gone away as long as 22 days with just a backpack and a carry-on and a different outfit for every day. I'm not washing and reusing anything. I'm just using a different outfit. I worry about the laundry at the end. I'm on vacation. I don't want to even think about it. So if you have any questions, drop it down below. I am more than happy to answer it. These packing bags also available on Amazon. I will throw the links for everything that I used here today down below. Now it's time to put all my clothes away and start to enjoy my cruise.
Now let's talk about the ports. The first port of call that we went to was Sitka. Sitka is a small island and it is a really beautiful port in Alaska. They have a free shuttle that can take you to town so that you can meet the rest of the tour guides if you book separately from the cruise line. We got on Baranoff Tours and they took us to a place called Fortress of the Bear, where bears that had integrated into where the citizens live had to be either put down or taken here for survival. You're also going to see a lot of bald eagles as well. The bears that they currently had there were a mom and her cubs, and it was really interesting to watch them and see them observing all of us as well. There were black bears and brown bears, and we did get to spend a good amount of time, about a half hour with the bears. Next up, we went to the Alaska Raptor Center. Now this is really a cool facility. The goal of this facility is to rehab any injured birds, including bald eagles, and get them back into the wild. So they do have some eagles that weren't able to be rehabilitated, and they spend the rest of their days over at the Raptor Center. Last up, we stopped by Sitka National Park, where we saw a whole display from the Tlingit Indians. We were able to see some of their relics, how they got their food, and also some of the totem poles as well before we took a walk outside to this beautiful little beachfront area. We had plenty of time to go downtown. We sampled some reindeer hot dogs, and then we also went to a food truck that was serving up some crab mac and cheese and some black cod as well. And we had to give it a try because after all, we were in Alaska. So we did end up getting a $42 crab leg. It was really tasty and sweet, but I definitely would say it is not worth the money you spend. Last up, as we were leaving, we saw the souvenir shop with fudge. This was probably one of the best fudges we have ever tasted. I definitely recommend stopping by there. It's right across from where you'll pick up the bus to go back and forth from the ship. So the next port of call was Juneau, and over here we decided to rent a Jeep and we drove through town. They did give us a little iPad so that we didn't get lost. It is a really cute town, lots of totem poles, really stunning views, and the first stop that we made was at the St. Therese Chapel. This chapel is located right on the lake and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a little log cabin, a walkway, there was even a little furry creature over there, and then we went to the chapel itself. It's all the way in the back of the trail. You do have to walk there, but it is flat, and it's a gorgeous church, and it has a stunning view outside as well as inside. It is right on the lake, so there's a lot of people that come and visit here and take lots of stunning pictures. After we left the chapel, we decided to take a ride to Eagle Beach. We got a really nice picture over here. It's a perfect spot for a picnic. And then we drove out to Mendenhall Glacier. Mendenhall Glacier was about 20 minutes away, and it was very easy to find parking and then walk right to see the glacier itself. There are so many different areas that you can stand at in order to get a really good view of the glacier, and you can even walk down this little trail which takes you right to the beach area so that you can see the water and the rocks and even get a look at the waterfall as well. They also have a visitor center which is located at the very top of the hill, and they do have a stairway in order to get up, but they also have a paved area as well in case anyone has any mobility issues. Because the visitor center is all the way at the top of the mountain, you get a completely different view of the glacier, and you also get to see the waterfall from a different view as well. There are also hiking trails. I will tell you there were a lot of mosquitoes and bugs there, so make sure you spray yourself first. The inside of the visitor center has a collection of Native American items as well as animal pelts. After we visited Mendenhall Glacier, we decided to head back to the ship. The next port that we stopped at is Icy Strait. The very first thing we saw was a souvenir shop. We took a look around and then we headed out to see this food truck. They had some tacos and some nachos there, and then we saw them burning a little fire as well before we decided to head out on the gondola. Now there's two gondolas. The one is $50 and that takes you to the top of the mountain, and then the other gondola is free and it takes you to the other side of Icy Strait. You can also hike there on the trail, but we decided to take the gondola because it was only about a 10-minute ride. Once we arrived on the other side of Icy Strait, there was this beach, but it did not have sand per se. It was more so all rocks. We saw some critters in there and we saw a ton of starfish. This is also the area that you're going to see some fishing and some kayak. After that, we decided to take a walk down their little boardwalk area. We saw some restaurants, we saw an old cannery, and then we saw lots of souvenir shops. Salmon is so big over here in Alaska, so pretty much everywhere we went, they had some form of salmon, whether it was smoked or canned. We also checked out this restaurant that had some crabs. Our family and friends really seemed to enjoy that. Last up, we decided that we were going to take a walk around the Icy Strait Museum. We saw some really cool Native American drawings and artifacts, and then after that, we took the gondola ride back to the ship. Our next port of call was Ketchikan, so the one thing that you do have to keep in mind is that the bus ride from where the ship docks to downtown takes about 15 to 20 minutes, and once you get there, you do have to walk another 20 minutes if you're going to the lumberjack show like we were. The town is really cute. They definitely have lots of souvenir shops and even a Diamonds International. We saw the fish house and then the lumberjack show, and we were able to get in fairly quickly and enjoy the show. Now you're not allowed to video here, so you're just going to see some photos that we took. It was a cute time, and I think the whole family really did enjoy it. After the show, we decided to just check out some of the shops around town, walk around and sightsee a little bit, and then we headed back to the shuttle to get back to the ship. Our last port of call was Victoria in British Columbia. Once you get through the lines, we actually just grabbed a cab. It's $10 to go downtown, but we asked for a tour around the entire town, which he was happy to do. It cost about $50 for all four of us, and he took us to a Tim Hortons where the kids really enjoyed their donuts. They've been waiting for those for some time now. We caught the sunset before we headed into the Empress Hotel. This is a beautiful hotel. It's totally free to walk around and take pictures. It definitely has some antique vibes. The architecture is really beautiful on both the inside and the outside of this building, so it's definitely worth seeing. Between the chandeliers and the glass roofs, we really enjoyed just walking around there. We saw another totem pole and some more flowers and a fountain before Doe had some more donuts, and then we walked around town a little bit more before we caught a cab back to the ship. It's a beautiful little town, definitely worth seeing. Let's talk about dining. We're going to show you some specialty restaurants first. This is Cagney's. This is a steakhouse, and it's a really nice venue. It's a little bit hard to get reservations, so definitely make them ahead of time. I would say that the dress here is a little more business casual. So we started off with a shrimp cocktail and a tuna tartare. We both had a Cobb salad, but got different dressings. Then we also had this tomato onion dish along with a French onion soup. The steaks that we had were all cooked the way we asked. Everything was so tasty. We really love this restaurant. It's one of our favorites. And the other thing is, don't skip the sides and the desserts. That chocolate cake is just divine. Next up, we went to Ocean Blue. We started off with some shrimp, some scallops on pork belly, and some beets and gum. And then we had the fresh fish and the fisherman's platter. We also had some great vegetables on the side, and we ended the night with a dark chocolate sorbetto. Next up, we went to Le Bistro. Le Bistro is the French restaurant on board the Bliss. The service was absolutely stunning. The bread was fantastic. We started off with the tuna tartare, scallops, an endive salad, and then we had the fish, the pork chop, the duck breast, and the lamb. The one thing you don't want to skip here is dessert. Each dessert was absolutely stunning. We really enjoyed the chocolate eclair as well. Next up, we went to the teppanyaki restaurant. This is always a good time. They start you off with some seaweed or some miso soup, and then the chef got to work singing and dancing. They were really fun. We all had different platters, but the steak and the shrimp were great. We really enjoyed watching him do his performance, and everything that we asked for tasted amazing. Vin was really good at catching the fish, as you can see. For dessert, we had the green tea cake and the ice cream. Next up is Los Lobos. Los Lobos is the Mexican restaurant. We had a tableside guac, sorry we don't have a picture, some really great tacos, and some shrimp fajitas. And for dessert, we had these kind of donuts that were drenched in honey. Last up, we went to Food Republic. This is our favorite restaurant on board. This is like an Asian Spanish fusion. We had everything from Peruvian skewers to rolls to ramen to black cod to pho to so many other dishes, including an elote and then a kimchi fried rice and some more rolls. We love this spot. You have to check it out. That butterscotch pork belly and the black cod and the pad thai are just awesome. Next up, we wanted to share with you 3 of our favorite activities on the Bliss. So the first one is going to be the Speedway. This is a go-kart racetrack, and this is how fast it really goes. It's pretty awesome. The kids had a ball doing that. The next is the slides. The slides were great, but that drop slide was definitely everybody's favorite. Last up is going to be the laser tag. I wasn't able to take any video of the kids when they were actually doing the laser tag, but everybody in our group absolutely loved it. Young, old, didn't matter. They had a blast in there. I definitely recommend checking out these 3 activities on the ship. I wanted to end this video with just a quick tour of some of the popular places on board the Norwegian Bliss. This is the atrium area. This is where your customer service is located and a lot of the activities during the week. Next up is the local bar and grill. Now this is the 24-hour restaurant here. There's also a bar as well, and it leads right into the casino. Cagney's and Los Lobos and the A-List bar are all together in one room, and I would say that Cagney's is probably one of the most popular restaurants here. It's pretty cool because they actually overlook the main dining room as well. Los Lobos serves up Mexican food, and I have to say everything that we tasted there was really great, and we love the tableside guac. This is the pool pool area. So the first pool is going to be an adults only heated pool, and the second pool is going to be for the kids. This is the observation lounge. This is one of the nicest places on the ship just to relax, grab a snack, and possibly catch some sightings of whales as well. They also have a great bar. This is the Cavern Club, which is where the Beatles performance is located, and this is very close to the Whiskey Bar, La Cucina, and the Cigar Bar. The Whiskey Bar has an indoor and an outdoor bar area, and it leads right to the Cigar Bar, which is the area that allows smoking of both cigarettes and cigars. The outdoor area is really great, especially if you're on a tropical cruise. The Cellars is the location of La Cucina and also an amazing wine selection on board. La Cucina has indoor and outdoor dining available. However, it was a little too chilly for outdoor dining on this particular night. Next up is Food Republic, which is one of our favorite restaurants. This restaurant has an iPad ordering system, and they serve up some Spanish Asian cuisine. Next up is the District Brew House. There is a piano player and singer that comes every night. They have a bunch of different beer on tap. And the cutest part about the back of this brew house is that they also have a little photo booth as well. Here's a quick glimpse of the theater. This is where Jersey Boys and all of your main theater acts are going to be performing. Next up is Q. This is a barbecue restaurant, but they also have country music performers. The staff is really great, and definitely check out their margarita. There is a library, game, and card room that is located right off of the main atrium. No cruise would be complete without checking out the spa and the gym. This is Mandara Spa. They have a full-service barbershop, beauty salon, and nail salon on board. It is absolutely beautiful here, and it's gorgeous to have your nails done with that kind of a view. The gym is on the smaller side, but they still have plenty of equipment, including treadmills, weight machines, and weights. And the last part of this tour is going to be a visit to the bridge. We were able to see the captain, who we haven't seen since our Panama Canal cruise, and we absolutely love the experience of being up here. We hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more coverage of the Norwegian Bliss, and please feel free to drop any comments or questions down below. As always, stay safe and aloha.